With the release of Scream 6, I thought it'd be fun to take a look at the franchise as a whole and rank all 6 movies in the Scream franchise from worst to best. Let's go. Real quick before we get into it, please do hit the subscribe button down below. It does my channel a lot of good. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. If you like what you see here, please do hit the subscribe button and check out some of my other videos. Leave a like and comment what is your ranking for the Scream franchise. Now, I know I said this video is going to come out a couple days earlier. I got busy, so I'm making it now, but Scream, a franchise that I really, really love. Again, I only recently gotten into it last year's when I first binged through all the movies. I'd never seen a Scream movie before that point, and now it's my favorite horror franchise, and with this new release, it continues to be that. Scream 7 is rumored to be in production. I don't know if it has been confirmed yet. Maybe it has, but I don't think it's been officially confirmed. But with the money and the critics scores and the audience scores for this, and I mean, it's just breaking records at the box office, I think they are definitely doing a Scream 7. With that said, let's get into my ranking. In 6th place for me easily is Scream 3, the one that I don't care to rewatch. They do something so different in the franchise, and I don't think it pays off. Unfortunately, with the whole movie, filming a movie, it's a good idea, but the execution is just not great, and it, in my opinion, has the worst set of ghost-faced killers in the whole franchise. To me, it's just not a good movie. I just don't really enjoy it. I don't ever really want to rewatch Scream 3. That's just my opinion. Now, in 5th place for me is Scream 4. Now, this movie I should rewatch because I don't remember much about it. I remember Hayden Panettiere, or whatever her name is. She was in there as Kirby, just like in Scream 7. She was very good in Scream 4. The opening is one of my favorites in the entire franchise, with all the different stab movies, and you don't know which one is the actual real life until the very end of the opening sequence. And I really enjoyed that opening. Unfortunately, the rest of the movie for me is just forgettable, and I just don't remember much about it. Nothing really to do with the movie's fault. I just don't really remember watching it, and I don't know whether that's the movie's fault, because I don't remember it being that boring. Unfortunately, I just don't remember anything about it, except for that opening scene, which again is one of my favorites in the entire Scream franchise. In 4th place for me is Scream 5. No one knows what to call this movie. It's Scream 5. They just call it Scream 2022 for no reason, really. It just kind of made confusion. And look, when they called it Scream 6, it made a lot more money. Now, this movie is good. It's not great. It's good. Now, the bottom 3 Scream movies on this list, to me, are all kind of meh. They're okay. This one brought us Jenna Ortega in this franchise, and the Meeks twins. So we do get a lot of stuff that sets up Scream 6, which you'll see a little bit later in this video. But to me, this movie is good, and it's passable. It's a good, fun movie that does its job as a Scream movie. Feels a little formulaic, feels a little bit like, really, do we need to go there? Like, there's some stuff in here that feels a little unnecessary, but I still enjoy Scream 5 as a movie. And in the Scream franchise, it does feel kind of a little bit repetitive. It does feel like we've seen this before, because the Scream movies definitely follow a formula, and this movie's good. In 3rd place for me is Scream 2. Now, this movie I love. The other movies on this list I love. Scream 2 is a really fun movie. I've rewatched it a couple times. I like the Ghostface killers aren't great, but to me, It just feels a lot like the original Scream. The opening sequence with Jada Pinkett Smith works really well in my opinion, and I really like that sequence. And overall, this movie just feels like what they did with Cotton Weary. I enjoyed all that stuff. I enjoyed being back in this universe, and I enjoyed the second Scream movie where it still kind of felt a little fresh and new. And this one, more than any other Scream movie, feels a lot like the original, which is probably why I like it more than some of the other movies. Now, in second place for me is Scream 6. Maybe it's recency bias. I don't know. Maybe it's because I saw it in the theater, but this movie is really, really good. It's currently one of my favorite movies of the year so far. I really enjoy what they did with the New York setting, and especially the core four. I thought the core four really came into their own in this movie specifically. And while the Ghostface killers aren't great, they definitely fit the plot all right. Gale Weathers feels a little out of place in this movie, but other than that, I just had a really fun time with this movie. Whether it was the suspense, the opening scene, again, I thought in this movie was pretty solid. There was a lot of good comedy in here, and then just the dynamic between the core four really make this movie a solid Scream entry. But to me, the best by far in this franchise is the original Scream. I don't think any Scream movie will ever overtake it in the future, whether even if there's like 5 more Scream movies, which there probably will be, let's be honest. I don't think any of those will ever surpass Scream, the original one, the one that set up the formula, the one that originally was kind of meta and kind of knew the rules of the horror movies and slashers. And I really enjoyed the original movie. I've seen it like 5 times, and it's really, really good. Tell me your list down below. Did you enjoy this video? Do you agree with my list? Do you not? It's okay if we disagree because it is my list. It's just my opinion. Now share your list down below. As always, you can check out some more videos right now. And please hit the subscribe button down below.